morning, good morning. How are you today? Percival, how's it going? I'm enjoying our beautiful weather. Percival, you're coming to the lower mainland, and if the weather stays the way it is, I was there yesterday, and it was plus 10 degrees Celsius. And raining like it was a monsoon. It was a bloody monsoon, I tell you. Hopefully you have nice weather without the monsoon. But bring some rain gear, or maybe buy some rain gear. You may need it. Welcome on board. 3 people jumped in immediately. I was just going to remind people that, hey, if you're a member, you get a free spin once a month. I mean, it's not free, you're paid for it with membership, but don't forget that you have your spin every month. But maybe don't try it right away. Leave me in my nice hat for just a little bit. Just a little bit, a few minutes. Okay. I have had this pink cowboy hat or the sun hat on at the beginning of the video and hadn't been stuck with it the rest of the time. Hey, Saskatchewan Toy Farmer, how's it going? Welcome back. Don't worry, I misspell my name all the time too. You type too fast and get one letter in front of the other. You lived in a rainforest, so you know what the weather can be like. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's raining all the time, but it rains more often than at other places. Finish ripping this field here. And then I'm gonna see, it's almost 1400 already. See if we can cut some grass. See if we do this into the dark or not. The sun's still pretty high up in the sky. Not end of the world if we don't get to it. I could save this for next month. I could. We're like almost done. Well, we're halfway down this field. And there's a reason why I'm going the short way, is because Coyote, last time we were here, was starting to cultivate the field. And he need to cultivate, or did this field and the next one, so you might as well just go straight across the road and keep going. Real farmers do that all the time too. If you own fields on both sides of the road and it's one of those small little roads, just go right over and keep going. Can't wait to play tomorrow on Ganantal. One second. Your username is Hey There? That's quite the username. Hey, James. What language is that in? But your username literally is just Hey There. It's almost like, hey, listen. Navi the fairy. What's the avatar? Is that like a tree? Nina's in the house. Welcome back, Nina. I'm like, we'll wait till Duke gets here. But no, Duke said, we were here, what, Thursday morning? Duke said that he wouldn't be able to join Saturday. So he was happy he could join us on Thursday. So that means I can actually take a break from this and do grass cutting. Let's just do that. I don't have to stay ahead of Duke. And if Duke does all of a sudden join, we can switch then. That's little Massey Ferguson. With a Detroit red Ford cutter. Let's go. This might be the last time we use this cutter. Rally, hello. Yeah, tomorrow will be FS22. And it looks like Saskatchewan Toy Farmer is gonna... Oh, wait, hang on. That's not where we're going. Keep going, keep driving, keep driving. This used to be our grass field. We just plowed it. Let's head up this way. Cutter. Not Qatar, cutter. Okay. It's a lot of hearts floating up. I'll give you guys a heart back. There you go. Saskatchewan Toy Farmer says that he wants to play on Iowa Plains View, and have a big farm. What, our farm isn't big enough for you on Gnadental? Gnadental is... Wait till 4X Gnadental comes out. Gnadental is going to be a huge farm when we're done. Alright, we'll run this until you guys say you're bored of it. Turok 2 back in the day? Oh, was that Nintendo 64, James? Nintendo 64. Iowa has bigger fields. Well, that's easy enough to fix in Gnadental. You just plow them together into big fields. And Gnadental, we just haven't bought any of the big fields yet. We've just bought the small little ones. There's some huge fields in Gnadental. Oh yeah, Turok 2 needed the expansion pack. Yes. Yep. Which we bought immediately. Wait, expansion pack came with the game. It came with, ooh, what was the game called again? I can't remember. Need 8 megabytes of RAM. Insane. It's insane we needed to buy an expansion pack so we could have an extra 4 megabyte. No, not Donkey Kong. No. It can't... What's going on here? Why can't I drive? Seriously. What's going on here? Remember the Pitch Perfect Pitch... The people who made 007, no, it wasn't Donkey Kong. What was the follower up to 007? Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark did not come. But Perfect Dark definitely need the expansion, right? Michael comes into the chat and says, "Hey there."
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Michael, it is plus 5.6 degrees Celsius here. Plus 5.6. We are above the freezing point, and we have no snow. And we're in Canada, and you're in Texas. We're close to the northern U.S. border, and you are close to the southern U.S. border. Is North America upside down? Nice hat, Navi says. Thank you. Thank you very much. I like my hat. Now don't screw with it. Leave my hat on. James shared a photo. Nintendo 64. Donkey Kong 64. Expansion pack included. Well, fine. I'm wrong. Be that way. Oops. How's the poll going? On horizontal, 50%. So it's 50-50. On vertical, 75% no. Michael says it's a cold, sunny day. Here it is, a miserable, cloudy day. That's why it's warmer. The clouds always keep the heat in. Hey Landon, how's it going? Nope. Landon says it's going good. I can't wait till next year to see what that new cutter is like. Hopefully it's a better cutter than this one. I sure hope so. Oh. That makes sense. So that's why my brain says it didn't come with it, because I bought the expansion pack separately. I don't remember that. No, that's... What do we want to do here? How expensive is my PC? It's been upgraded so many times. I would say, not counting all the upgrades, only counting the stuff that's in the PC right now, it's got to be $2,500, give or take. Xbox will be cheaper than a really good gaming PC, but in the long run, the gaming PC is going to last 4 different Xboxes, except for RAM prices today. What's up? Okay. Yeah. Oh, unbelievable. Jess is showing me stuff. Nabi has made me stuff. Okay, that... Can that... How do we add that as animation on screen? That... Yeah, we have to figure that out. That's going beside that 15, for sure. Alright, John says hello. I'd probably still be on a Steam machine over an Xbox, yeah. PC's gonna last you many, many more years than a Xbox. You're gonna get long term, and a PC does so much more than your Xbox. You can do real work on it. Gim just said that too. PC makes a lot more sense for me because I do way more than game on it. Yes. Yeah, I do all my video editing. I do gaming. I do live streaming. All of that is just so much easier on a PC than Xbox. So the Xbox is very... It can do one thing well, while a PC can do many things well. Michael says, I guess my question gets... Michael, you ignore like 90% of what I say. I missed one of your questions and you have a shit... Michael, you do this to me all the time. Well, Michael, I was here on Thursday. It was an interesting week. Michael giving me crap for what he does on a daily basis to me. I missed one of his comments. Michael. By the way, Michael, what did you say on the poll? Yes, you're into sports, or no? Okay, I knew that was the next. I knew that. I knew okay was next. Okay. Okay. Your answer is no. Okay, awesome. I watched the video and I'm like, well, crap. That's totally me. I'm not into hardcore. I watch a hockey game once in a while. I'll watch a NASCAR race once in a while. I'll rarely go out of my way to watch a sporting event. Rarely. Michael, do you even know when the Olympics start? I heard something on the new or on... Oh, I was listening to a talk show and heard something about the schedule would be changed in the future due to Olympics. I'm like, oh, is that this year? Are they back already? And I don't even know. I still don't know the answer. Is that Winter Olympics or Summer Olympics? I don't know. I'm assuming Winter Olympics? Must be Winter Olympics, right? I mean, if it's Southern, I don't know. Can the Winter Olympics only be held in the Northern Hemisphere? I don't know. I watched the video. You guys should all go watch this video. Here, let me copy a link. I guess you guys can't click on the link on vertical, but...
While millions of people are screaming at their TVs, painting their faces...
Watch that little video about why you're not into sports and other people are. Or why you're into sports and other people aren't. Huh? No, it's not really left or right brain. It's just DNA is it's in our DNA. It's literally in our DNA. Peacock, hey, how's it going? I know, but it is DNA. But just because it's in your DNA doesn't, just like if DNA, if the rest of your family loves sports, doesn't mean you have to love sports. But I'm like, I've just never enjoyed. And I'm always like, these people are just followers. They're such people. You just follow whatever everybody else does. I'm like, oh, it's part of your DNA. Hey, Holly Rideout. It's just who you were born as. So if you have that friend that hates going to sporting events with, that's okay. They don't have to join sporting events. It's okay. Hey, Jack Collins. We are just wired differently. Oh no! Oh no! Rabid Rob has been a member for 7 months. Rabid Rob, what have you done to me? James says, I love sports. I don't like watching sports. Fair. Rabid Rob, what did you do to me? What have you done? What have you done? Here we go. Here we go. Stop. No, I don't want to wear that. Can you grab the firefighter helmet off the hook there? I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. And nobody pays Jess $20 to put a flower crown on this. Clear? Got that clear? Right? We're all on that page, right? We never take my most manly hat and make it a sissy hat. We wouldn't do that, right? Are we counting esports? I don't know the answer to that, Navi. Navi says yes. For that, it's $30. No, $0. Zero. I mean, $1 million. $1 million. Jess says 50% off in the next 5 minutes. That is bullcrap. Bull. John says the only sport he enjoys is F1 racing. I think you and Ghost Bears would want to be up on the same page. Jim says I'm safe. Oh, good. Oh, good. Juan, I don't make promises I can't keep. This is my brother played on city baseball games, but I wonder, you just wandered around the park. Yep. Michael, what promises are you keeping? You promised not to put flowers on top of this. So you're just not making that promise? Longhauler's not here. He's the only mad lad who would do that. So yeah, you're right. I might be safe. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I can probably breathe. I'm fine. Everything's fine. No need to panic. Michael, Michael has come into the house. We're gonna lose the firefighter helmet. Thank you, Michael. What is this guy painting? Something. Some number one. Number one. It's like a super sticker. $5 super sticker. It's kind of cute. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Could be better. Could be worse. It could be. Okay, stop, 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 stop. Cowboy hat, cowboy hat, cowboy hat, cowboy hat. Yes? Yes. It's only too fitting, Michael, right? You as a Texan put a cowboy hat on me? That's better. That's better. I'm a fan. This isn't bad. So your F1's good, but I can't watch for more than a season or two before taking a break. You also like MotoGP. Well, what? So John, I'm a NASCAR fan, but I will only watch. Okay, Nina, thank you. You feed sheep molasses? Didn't know this. All right, okay, sorry. John, I enjoy watching NASCARs, but I only watch 2 or 3 races a year. I listen to a few races on the radio. And usually I lose interest before it's the end of the year, and I don't actually watch the championship. I don't really care who wins. I just enjoy a good race. I'm not a hardcore follower of one team. Okay, Michael says, what if we put flowers on the cowboy hat? I think that's done before. You can't afford it. Sure Noob says, hello, how are you doing? I'm doing fabulous. Having a good day. Having a good day. So Jess, you were talking about flat feet. I think I have really flat feet, no arches. Is that not a thing from running barefoot as a kid? You don't get the arches and you don't wear shoes? Because I have very flat feet with no arches, or very little arches. Oh, you definitely have spins left. Let's take a look here. Yeah, you got 2 spins left. Are you gonna take me out of my cowboy hat? Or, I mean, for 2 spins, you could put the stupid flowers on my hat and get rid of both spins at once. No, I'm sorry for even suggesting that. That was... Luckily, I wasn't wearing the fire helmet when I suggested that. Oh. Cool. 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 If you want to give it to me, I'll do it live. No, I kind of like the old school feel to it. Almost like 8-bit graphics. I really like that style to that. There's no way I could have ever beat this game on Nintendo 64. Oh, you played hardcore 64 Turok 2 hardcore mode. Yeah, I was never into hardcore mode. So you're playing hardcore on the emulator now, and you're abusing the quick save through the game because on 64 there was no quick save. So hang on, noob. Did that mean you want to spin the wheel? You asking? Did that mean you want to spin the wheel? Parsival says, "Morning, Jess. Hope you're feeling better." Oh, you're playing it on Steam. Turok 2 on Steam. You put it wherever you can put it. Ah, son of a blapin'. What did you do to me, Jess? She goes, "Do I want tea or not?" The PC release had quick save, the Nintendo 64 did not. Interesting. Because the 64 didn't have enough power to do the quick save, probably, right? Or, although we had memory cards in the controllers. Really tempted to use those precious 2 spins. You're still not saying if you're... Whoop! I just dropped my mouse. I dropped my mouse. Okay, we're good. We're good. No, I'm not sure. Sure, noob. You're funny, but you still haven't said one way or the other. Okay, work was 9 to 5 this week because the ice on the parking lot, and to give us to own to see parking lot cause it well all. Oh boy, I can't English that. Other than work started later this week because the parking lot was too slippery, give or take something or other. Something is 622 when I slept on the ice on the parking lot. Huh? I'm just gonna smile and nod on that one. It's okay if the rest of you smile and nod on that one too, because I'm lost for sure. I think I got that pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Yeah, 1961 is going to give us a new cutter. I don't know if it's going to be bigger or faster, or hopefully it just works better. Oh, Jess is giving me stuff. Where do I need to? I need to save this somewhere, right? Do these USB? They do. Like, do these work? I know I've disconnected some of these. Hang on. Where did the bibbing? Bibbing right there. No. Where are you? Well, we got this. Let's go to YouTube. I don't know where to put it. We'll just put it in the sound clips. Oh, why not? Let's have another. We can put it in there. Let's put it in there. Okay. Hang on. This is worth it, guys. Trust me. This is worth it. Where? Okay. Drop the GIF in here. Boom. And then we go to OBS. Add media source. Okay, media source. Wheel. Oh, cap lock is on. Wheel, or let's just call it spin the wheel, or else I'll get loot. Spin the wheel. Why'd you open there? It's a local file. Browse. Open. Loop. Yes, put it on loop. Restart playback when source becomes active. Okay. Speed. Leave it as a. Okay. Okay. And then where is it? Ah, way up there. Okay. Can you guys see that already? Yeah. Whoop. It's a little guy changing his hat and the wheel's spinning. Wait, what hats are on there? I see. What? I don't have I don't have a crown. You've added hats in here that I don't own. Are you foreshadowing crap? Nope. Oh, is that a flower crown? Oh, it's a flower crown. Oh, that's what it is. It's a flower crown. Yeah, Navi made this for me. Make sure you guys are watching Navi's channel. There we go. Is that right there? And then we got to add it on the, I know vertical is like, what's going on? We'll add that in here too. Hang on, media source. Spin the wheel. Where? Right there. Spin the wheel. We'll put the wheel on this side. Yeah, the wheel spins. The colors are animated and changes. We'll put the wheel on this side and the 15 on the other side. All right. No. I'm like, wait, did I screw this up again? But no, we're good. We're good. Okay. We've had 2 spins today. Another 3 and it counts down. Yeah, it is funny that Justin and I had the conversation. I needed something at the 15 to explain the 15. And now without prompting, Navi just shows up with exactly what we needed. I'm like, I'll have to put out some kind of text in there, but no, the picture. Now we know what the 15's for. And it just suits, right? It's not even in the way, it's just perfect. Now we know what the 15's for. Oh, hang on, I need to change that for. There. Nope. There's no Control Z. I wish OBS had a Control Z. If you made a wrong move, you could just click on it and Control Z. And it's like, no, which one did I just move and where was it supposed to be? There we go. Okay, I fixed it. Okay. Sure Noob goes, hey Jess, how are you? Well, the question, how is Sure Noob? How is Sure Noob? I had a question for Sure Noob during the week. I'm like, when Sure Noob comes on, I need to ask Sure Noob about this. But I don't remember what the question was. I like picking Sure Noob brain about religion because we're different religions. So I think it was a religious question. Sure Noob goes, sure, I'm here. I just don't remember what the question was. Oh, yes. Okay. So, you as a Muslim, you guys have in your holy writings, you got the Torah, the Old Testament. Our Old Testament has more than just the Torah, but you got the Torah, you got all the Old Testament books. You've got books that we don't have in our Bible, like the Book of Enoch and stuff like that, right? Maybe not. But that's not the question anyway. You guys have what we call a New Testament. Where does Christianity and Muslims separate? Do you guys follow the teachings of Prophet Paul that came after Jesus? That was the question. What do Muslims make of Paul's teachings, like writing the Corinthians and the Philippians? Paul's letters. Are those holy text, or are those just Paul's letters? That was my question. Because I was listening to the 10-minute Bible hour. What book is he studying right now, or are we studying? Philemon. His letter to Philemon, asking Philemon to free his slave. Not commanding him to free his slave, but just asking. He man to man, buddy to buddy. You want to do the right thing? And that was Paul writing the letter to Philemon. And my thought was, I bet you that Christians put a lot more weight to Paul's teachings than Muslims do. That's just my gut instinct, is that's what the answer is going to be, but I don't know. Like, as Christians, we follow a lot of Paul's teachings. And I have a very real reason why I think that. Catholics take Paul as the second leader of the church, the modern church. I think Peter was the first. Catholics would say Peter was the first pope and Paul was the second pope, I think. I'm not a Catholic, so I don't know. If I get it wrong, I'm sorry. Put that to my ignorance and not due to malice. I just don't know. All I know is I was super, super lucky and got born into the one and only true religion. And that's Mennonite, just to clarify. Navi, that's awesome. I like that little wheel spinning there, a little animation. I like it. That's pretty cool. Hang on. I can't see how many times the wheel was spun without that up. Okay, now I can see. Okay, so we spun the wheel twice. Spun the wheel twice. Jess says she's sorry because she's kind of AFK. You were making me stuff, or not making me stuff. You were copying stuff for me. I can unplug that. Here, give that to you so I don't lose it. Alright, so I'll put it here and then I'll lose it. Okay, good enough. It's my responsibility to lose it. I'm good at losing USB thumb drives. Okay, so Paul's teachings are not divine laws, while especially Catholics and Christians would put a lot more emphasis on the writings of Paul. Then is Paul not considered a prophet then? What about Peter? Is he considered a prophet? I'm not sure where the line is. What a Christian considers to be divine word revealed by God versus what a Muslim considers to be. See, as a Christians see Paul's writings as being a direct writings from God, or God inspired. Okay. The reason why I thought Muslims would have a problem with Paul would be that Paul saw Jesus after Jesus died. And Muslims don't believe that Jesus died and came back to life as God's son. I think that's where you put less weight on Jesus's teachings than the rest of divine messages from God. Meanwhile, a Christian puts all their weight on the Gospels of Jesus, and a lot less weight on the Old Testament laws. In fact, as a Christian, you almost throw out the 10 Commandments and replace them with the 2 commandments that Jesus gave us, was love your God with all your heart and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. That kind of takes precedent over the 10 Commandments, which God gave directly to Moses. God himself hand wrote those commandments, right? Sorry, if you guys aren't into religion, I'm sorry. Don't worry. We'll talk about your favorite stuff too. I'm just interested to see the differences between Christianity and Muslim, because we believe in the same God. Unless you're a tele-Christian. Yeah. I have stopped telling people I'm a Christian, because as soon as you say I'm a Christian, people have a certain image of what you are. And it's like, that's not what I am. So if I'm not a Christian, what am I? I used to say I was a Mennonite, but I can't even say I like modern Mennonites' belief system. I like what Menno Simon taught. Menno Simon was a huge fan of teaching out of the Bible and only out of the Bible when it came to religion, not all these extra man-made laws. Menno Simon was a big fan of teaching God's laws and not law of man. But if you look at Paul's writings, if you think about it, the dude was crazy. He thinks he saw a glow from the sky, and then he went blind. He saw Jesus come back from the dead, from heaven, and gave him directions on what to do to stop killing Christians and become a leader of the Christians. And then he went to a certain house, and the scales fell off his eyes and he could see again, and then he was the leader of Christians instead of the murderer of Christians. I can see why people have some issues with Paul. How's our poll going, by the way? Oh, for some reason I can't see it anymore. Oh well. By the way, first NASCAR race is supposed to be right now. There's too much snow. They had to postpone it until tomorrow, and then they might postpone it until the next day. There's too much snow. You can't race because there's too much snow. Horizontals and not, so most of you guys are not into sports. Interesting. That tea is fabulous. It's almost gone. A little left in the bottom. It's gone. What are you talking about? There is no tea. Look, it's a moose. It's a very Canadian green plaid moose. You got polar bears and northern lights. Jess has got a mug that when she puts hot tea in it, the northern lights show up on the mug. When there's cold in there, there's no northern lights. So the green northern lights showing up on top only show up when there's hot in the mug. Yep. Jess has joined. I was not expecting that. If you're looking for something to do, grab the other cutter and help me cut grass. I beg of you. Only if you run out of stuff to do that you're doing. There's a yellow tractor parked by the cutters. Grab the blue cutter and feel free to join on in. I need to lower that cutter for it to cut. It's important. I lower it and then I forgot to turn it on. I get to enjoy tea and and you show up in game. It's a win-win-win. Little 45 horsepower tractor. Does the job. It does the job. We'll see. Maybe next year we'll sell all the Massey Fergusons. I'm not sure if we get any tractors next year. Nina, you watch rugby union and cricket? It's the only sports you follow. Do you follow like religiously, watch every single one, or just one from time to time? Yeah, our nephew's pretty avid rugby player. Yeah, lacrosse is very popular up here. Cricket is not. No, cricket just not a thing here. We'd be playing baseball instead of cricket. Right Clan says hello. James, I was driving all of yesterday. What game were you playing yesterday? Huh? What were you playing? Turok? Oh, you were playing Turok live stream yesterday? Oh. Okay, that makes sense why you're talking about Turok 2 now. I at a break check, I saw that you were live. I'm like, wonder what James is playing. That's weird. Nope, don't have time. Gotta go. I got home like at 8:30 last night. 8:30ish last night. Navi says, I like baseball. Is that an inside repo joke? Worst thumbnail ever. Okay. Well, yeah. I always tell people, live stream the game you're enjoying right then. Because if we get pigeonholed into we are farming simulator, then we're going to be stuck playing the game when we don't enjoy it anymore. Like, the day I don't want to play farming sim anymore, I don't want to be forced to play it. You had 23 people watching on a Terraria. You're always so scared to play Terraria. Did my little tip help? So, hang on. Before we continue on Terraria, my tip. I thought I had a good tip. Nina says there's 6 Nations rugby tournament starting soon. You'll be watching that. Your mom is Welsh and you're English, so there's always family rivalry. Oh, it's always fun when you have rivalry in the family. Very often in the U.S. that doesn't work, because if you don't agree with what I agree with, then you are evil, right? So I like it when you have rivalries within the same family. I mean, we're not U.S., we're Canadian, but here, if you are a Bears fan, your whole family is a Bears fan. I like to make sure I cheer for the team nobody else is. Like here in British Columbia, if you're not cheering for the Canucks, what's wrong with you, right? Last job, my buddy had 2 buddies. One was a Calgary Flames fan, one was an Oilers fan, and I was a Jets fan. And everybody was angry at us for not being Canuck fans. It's like, I want the diversity. And there's certain people, once their team is out, they are out, right? That's it, hardcore out. Like I say, I don't watch games to cheer for a certain group. I watch games because they're fun to watch. I want them to put a good show on. I want it to be close. I want to edge a seat. Very rarely I'll watch, but when I do watch, that's what I want to see. So I don't care which side wins, as long as they put on a good show. All right, Terraria. I watched Jess stream Terraria, and I'm like, okay, that's great on PC and TV watchers, but on a phone, I can't even see the little character. The game is way too zoomed out to make it even slightly useful to watch. So I asked Jess, can you just zoom out or zoom in? Just make the whole screen big so your character is a tiny little spot and you can't see what's going on. For playing the game, it'd be terrible to play the game like that. But for watching, it is so much more entertaining to watch when your character's bigger, especially on phone. And since today, most of you guys are watching on a phone, it's important to make the content watchable on phone. So zooming in made a difference, I think. Oh yeah. You have to move the screen if you're in the menus to see the HUD. Yep. That's how you feel about esports too. You won't watch a team. I won't watch if one team is just wiping out everybody else easily. Yeah, well, there's no mystery. There's no chance of the dice. There's no... You see NASCAR's rule change? It's going to be harder to buy your way in with more money. NASCAR rules have changed. You know what? There's 3 teams that win. Yeah. If you have lots of money, you win. But those teams with the old rules set up, all you had to do is win. You push everything. They would cause so many crashes because it was win or crash. That was the only way you played that sport. Now, that's all gone. You don't reset the points. There's no stages. There's no... I mean, you do reset the points once when there's 10 races left to go. But the way it's... every point matters. Just winning no longer matters. You have to actually be consistently good. Every race has to be good. You can't just win one race and go, oh, I'm in the playoffs. Okay. Sanil, hello. Oh, Nina has given out a gift membership. Keith Bleeker has won. Nice. That means I have to spin the wheel. I have to spin the wheel, guys. Thank you, Nina, and I appreciate it being in a gift membership because that means you win with the spin of the wheel, and Keith Bleeker wins and gets access to the bonus videos. And Nina's saying goodbye. Okay, here we go. Let's see what hat it is. Thank you, Nina. Appreciate the support. That's 3 spins. We need 2 more to make that count go down. Oh, stop. Well, you know, that's not bad. Talking about sports teams. I don't watch sports teams. I don't think I watched a single No, I think maybe watched one Blue Jays game last year. I know sacrilege, but there we go. Toronto Blue Jays. I was just calling them the Canadian Blue Jays. Cheerio. Thank you, Nina. Appreciate you. You guys should be watching Nina's channel, Real Life Farming. Discord, she shared a photo of the ewes eating some molasses. Oh, feeding cheap molasses does things in your stomachs, makes things ferment, and that heats you up on the inside. So it's a way of keeping warm in a cold winter. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. So their stomach is their furnace, digesting and fermenting all that food in their stomach is keeping their core temperatures up in cold winter. Huh. I didn't know that. But having said that, guys, if someone doesn't spin the wheel, we need 2 more spins. If someone doesn't, Sure Noob didn't use his 2 spins. If we don't do that, that 15 will stay there, and we'll have to restart. We'll have to restart next stream. That would be a crying shame. Actually, that'd be fine. That means buying a new hat's further off. I'd be okay with that. Oh, this thing's halfway down on fuel. Sure Noob says, sorry, I got a call. No, that's fine. Real life always is more important than video game. Always. Prairies and Plain Pack, yep, I have that. We're going to turn that on for FS25 here. Next time we're going to go buy a tractor, we're going to turn the Prairie and Plains Pack on. I like all the versatile tractors. It's perfect for a Manitoba map, right? And use Saskatchewan. You guys probably had a lot of versatiles in Saskatchewan too. Since versatiles got built in Winnipeg, Manitoba, they still get built in Winnipeg, Manitoba. The vertical has been killing you. What do you mean, right? Right clan, vertical are killing you meaning you've been doing really well on vertical, or you've been doing very poorly? I find vertical has been very hit or miss for me. Very, very hit or miss. There are streams where I get, like today, top is 3 people watching. That's it. 3 people on vertical. And then there's other streams where I'll have like 50 people showing up in vertical and just have all these people watching. I'm like, what's different? What's different in today's stream than yesterday's stream? Why does the algorithm... And then on my vlog channel, one week my videos are getting like 10,000 views. Next week I can barely hit 1,000 views. All week long, all 3 videos, I can barely hit 1,000 views. I'm like, what? It's the same content, the same... Why algorithm? Why one week good, one week bad? For me, vertical, James says, had like 20 people right off the bat, and then it just died. Yep, I've had that where... I've had vertical where it's been dead, an hour in, boom, just tons of people, last for about 15 minutes and then gone again, right? It was like, the algorithm is weird. Yeah, who else is streaming at the same time, and what kind of retention does your audience find this interesting enough to stay, right? Yeah. Noob says, when the split comes to the point where laws of humans are considered more sacred than the laws of God. Amen to that. In Islam, saying that the Prophet is given second priority, the Prophet's own saying are not laws. Yes. The only beef I would have is you guys consider Jesus as a prophet and not the Son of God. That'd be the only beef I would have with you as Islam, right? Mm-hmm. No, oh, okay, Matt Whitman, what is point? Oh, I don't know the answer to that. Just but I think we have too many laws of man. And I'm not talking about laws like legal court system laws. I'm talking about religious laws. Jim says his content has no retention. I don't know what I think. Because sometimes I find on vertical, if I respond immediately to whoever just said something, they seem to stick around longer. But then Jess had stream where she had 25 people watching and nobody's leaving a comment. And people are just watching and not commenting. And I'm like, it's hard to do a stream when a bunch of people are watching and nobody's commenting. Let's see if Right Clan answers my question. So Right Clan says, my vertical setting it up was killing me. Oh, just setting up the vertical stream. Well, right, family, you don't have to set up a vertical stream. You can literally just do it in YouTube now. There's just a button that you just click it on and it's done. It just works. You won't be able to see how many people are watching the vertical. And he says at least that with that stream, it was multiplayer, so you can talk to each other. Yeah, that's fair, Navi. Right, family. Yeah, people enjoy the multiple, like 4 people talking to each other. Yep. Right, that's why we need you on mic, but it's so hard. Right Plan says, all I keep in mind is God is all. Well, that's Jesus' #1 commandment is love God with all your heart and all your soul. Second commandment was love your neighbor as yourself. Okay, so prophets are okay, so prophets are just human, but they're at the top of the list of good humans. But in Islam, characters of God cannot be associated with humans and other things. So characters of God is, well, there's God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. That's it. I guess angels and the devil and yeah, Saskatchewan, we talk about religion on here every now and then, not very often. So yes, I pray to Allah, the God of Abraham, as a Christian. And that makes a lot of Christians very uncomfortable, what I just said. Because it's just a language difference. It's literally a language difference. What we call God, the one and only true God, the God of Abraham. Whatever language you call that God, it doesn't matter if he's Allah or Jehovah. You're praying to the same God. If you're a Jew, a Christian, or a Muslim, you're praying to that same God. A lot of Christians know nothing about Islam. Yes. All Christians get taught about Islam is the quirky, weird stuff that makes us feel very, very uncomfortable. And Sharia law is terrifying. Okay, hang on. Sure Noob says in Islam, Jesus, blessed be his name, was the Son of God, or was the Son of God or not, will be decided in the second coming. And what we can do is come closer on the things we agree on. Oh. So Sure Noob is saying that Islam doesn't say that Jesus is not the Son of God. Islam is just saying we don't know if Jesus is the Son of God. I know, James, it seems pretty ass backwards that Christians know nothing about Judaism. It's like we've based our religion on Judaism. That is the block we have built our religion on, and know very little of. Okay, sure Noob, I've never had anyone put it that way before. So a Muslim would, at least, once again, I want to put this caveat on there. Just because I say a Christian would do this and Sure Noob would say a Muslim would do this, that doesn't mean all Muslims would think that way and all Christians would think that way. There are very, very evil Muslims. There are very, very evil Christians. There are also very, very good Muslims and very, very good Christians. Christians only hear about the bad Muslims, and Muslims only hear about the bad Christians. Yeah, 10-Minute Bible Hour is such a fun podcast to listen to because it's actually Right Clan and Saskatchewan Toy Farmer highly recommend the podcast, the 10-Minute Bible Hour. Start from the beginning. It's going to take you probably years to get through all of it, but start right at the beginning. He studies the Old Testament and New Testament, not preaching at you, but reading it as a historical document on how would the audience have interpreted this Bible verse the day it had been written. What was happening in the cultural and the political atmosphere when this was put on a scroll. When these words were written on a scroll, what was happening in that world? and it's super interesting to learn more about religion. If you're into the Christian religion or totally not into the Christian religion, this is a podcast that would open up. Like, I disagree with a lot of things that Matt Whitman says, but the way he teaches it, it's like, oh, I see it from a different perspective now. I really enjoy the podcast. Highly recommend it. Okay, hang on. I haven't been reading any of James's comments. James says he agrees with Sure-Noob. We have more in common than we don't. And we could be a lot more productive if we worked in the spaces that we share, that we have in common. James says, me and James have different Christian views. The full spectrum of Christians is very wide. Yeah, even two brothers look at Christianity at a very different perspective. Yes. I'd say most Christians aren't Christians. Most Christians that say they are Christian aren't Christian. So you've read the Bible like 20 times, and yeah, that'd be different. Yeah. So, oh man, that'd be cool to see from your perspective, right? Go with Matt Whitman, the 10-minute Bible hour, and just see if any of that, adds to what you've already read. Well, that'd be super interesting to see for someone that has read their Bible 20 times. I have not. I've read my Bible, but not 20 times. I'd be super interested to see what you would get off of the podcast from that kind of perspective, right? And I don't know what kind of Christian you are, right? Are you evangelical, or are you Catholicism? Are you Mennonite? Are you, like, what kind of Christianity are you? Are you highbrow Christianity or lowbrow? But yeah, I highly recommend 10-minute Bible hour for non-Christians or Christians. It's just super cool to see a historic point of view. Especially from a guy that really struggled with his faith, lost his faith, and became a non-Christian, and then went back and became a Christian again. All right, okay. Let's go back to Sure-Noob. In the second coming of Jesus, in the second coming of Jesus will tell us if he was really or was really not the Son of God. And for now, at least do the business of peace till he comes back and tells us idiots. Tells us how big idiots that we are. I watched, what was it? I can't remember what it was, but it was really, really funny. I can't remember. Either way, one of the space TV shows, they landed on a planet and healed this kid and then took off and started a religion that just was crazy, right? It's like how we are translating the Bible is probably very, very wrong. And that's why we have to keep being open-minded and listen to other people's point of view and go, oh, I never read that way before, but I can see how you would read that and get a different meaning off of what I did. That's because religion going crazy different places could be the mistranslation of one verse. Sure Noob has a question. Shoot away. James says, Matt has a fantastic guide for modern Bible study. Matt is a fantastic guide to modern Bible study. There we go. Those are the words you used. Wright says, you hit the nail on the head that 80% of Christians that go to church are not Christians. Yes. Yes. I have stopped going to church. My sister became the accountant in our church. We'll get back to that in a second. Sure Noob goes, what is the definition of God to you, a current day Christian? God is a all-knowing being that has no beginning, no end. God has always been, God has always, and God will always be. God is the blanket that we throw over all the mystery. God is the creator of Earth. I definitely believe in the creation of Earth. Ah, Baptist. They say you're a Baptist. Okay, yep. I've had some Baptist friends. Definition. I've never thought of, nobody's asked me the definition of God before. So I can't speak for other Christians. Maybe Wright family and Toy Farmer can put in their description of what is the definition of God. God is all-knowing, supreme being. God is three separate entities that act as one. The Holy Spirit is that little intuition voice you hear in the back of your head. God is Jesus, come to earth and lived as man. And Jesus, being all-knowing, knew exactly what had to happen and went to the cross willingly to end the sacrifice for our sins. We no longer have to sacrifice for our sins. I think Catholics missed that step. They still do sacrifices, right? As in you can pay to forgive your sins and stuff. I think they missed that step. I think that's the beef I've got with a lot of Christians and a lot of other religions, Muslim and Judaism, that we no longer have to do sacrifices, faith alone. Sure Noob says no. Earth is just a creation of God. Yes, I agree with that. Earth is a creation of God. All-knowing is just the character of God. Okay. If you as a Hindu about his God, if you ask a Hindu about his God, he will tell you that if you carve a stone and give him a shape, so that will be God. God is everything. God is the midichlorians in Star Wars. Yes. Yep. The blood of Christ means that we no longer have to make sacrifices for our sins. our sins have been forgiven by Christ's sacrifice. Christ was the ultimate and final sacrifice. Yes. What is God to Abrahamic religion followers? I don't know the answer to that. I'm not sure what answer you're looking for. So the God of Abraham. I don't know if I can define that. I don't have an answer. Because I feel it's the same answer I gave already. I'm not sure how Baptists look at the Trinity. The Trinity has split up a lot of churches. And honestly, I don't know the answer to the Trinity. Because we are very two-dimensional creatures compared to an all-knowing God. James says that God being the creator of earth is not unique to Abraham's God. There are other religions that have a God creating earth. Okay. So being human, you must demand certain criteria from someone to be God. When he fulfills that criteria, then he is the God. I don't exactly follow that. So, right, family, kind of like Paul. Going from killing Christians to being the leader of a Christians, right? A complete flip switch around, right? We are all very screwed up humans. And without the grace of God, we're all screwed. Basically, what Jesus taught was none of us can actually successfully follow the laws of God. None of us can be good enough to get into heaven by following the laws of God. We are just not good enough. We are too broken and too flawed to get into heaven by following the laws of God. So, the sacrifice of Jesus, faith, is the only thing that will actually get us. That purifies us, right? Is the question, what defines a Christian's God as a Christian God? Okay. Yes, right, Clan. That's awesome. That is an awesome story there. That's a really good testament. People always ask, what? People just go, hey, how's it going? I'm like, all good all the time. And then people ask, why? I'm like, because all my sins are forgiven. Like, I am free. I am a free man. I have no no guilt on my conscience. I'm free. There's only one God for all Abrahamic religions. Yes. Yep. Okay. James and Sure Noob are getting into it. Talking about all this God. I'm not convinced that hell exists the way Christians portray hell. Modern day hell is quite a modern concept. What makes a god a god? What makes a god a god? Oh, that's a good question. From a human perspective, our faith in that god makes a god a god? Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know. Well, Sure Noob, do you have answers to your questions, or is this a just to make us think about the question? What are you smiling about? Okay. Yes, you're allowed to smile. I'm allowed to yawn. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I got home really late at night and then woke up way too early today morning. Oh yeah, Sure Noob. There's so much for us. Just there's no way I think a human can even comprehend how to answer some of those questions, right? You have an answer to the question, but it's too big to type. Okay. Yes. No, you're right. I would like to learn more about Judaism too, because there's some Jews that believe in Jesus, which really makes them more Christian than Jews, but I guess they would be Jews that follow the Jewish traditions, but also believe that Jesus is the Son of God, but they keep following the Jewish traditions instead of the new Catholic traditions or the evangelical or Baptist or Mennonite traditions, right? James has an interesting quote. I think the only thing that is needed for a God to be God is for him to be the creator. He's the artist and we are the art. He's shown in everything that we do. That is way too smart. That's way too book smart for me. I mean, really, really, really simple. When we create something, we are the God of what we created. Penticton is going to have a Renaissance fair. James? There's a new Facebook group. Penticton's going to have a Renaissance fair. The South Okanagan Renaissance Fair. Do you know anything about this, James? Sorry, change of subject, but that's exciting. Oop, Well, we've played some video games where you are God, and you can be a good and merciful God, or you can be an evil God. Those are really interesting video games. Very good, like social experiments. Okay, you know what? That's fair. Humans cannot create anything from nothing. Yeah. Oh, you want to define his appearance? How does God look? If you want to define God's appearance, you're not... So, okay, we're not defining... Okay, what he does, what he looks like. I don't think he looks like... I don't... Physically. I don't, okay, so okay, not physically what he looks like. Okay. But we do know that God created man in his own image, as in not physical appearance, but we have our own intelligence. We are sentient beings. God has created man to be sentient. So I would say God, since we are created in the image of God, God has to be sentient. What is a spirit? Spirit is just consciousness, right? Spirit is just, there is no physical, yeah. It is just a all-knowing consciousness. It is a very simple question, but it is a very complicated answer. Like you said, it's too long to answer. It's a very smart question. Because it makes you think, right? It's a very good thinking question. It makes a lot of people uncomfortable. If you are not very strong in your faith, people get very uncomfortable with questions like that. No, if I think about that question too much, I might lose my faith. People don't question their own beliefs, and I think you need to question your own beliefs. There's a hard hat down there. Because when the Bible says God created man in his own image, I think people may mistakenly say that God physically looks like a human. James is aware of the Renaissance Fair. Sweet. Are you guys going to be involved in that at all, or Gyro Park? Oh yeah, it's not going to be a very big one. You're not involved with it at all. We'll probably be part of it in some capacity before all the planning is done. Yeah. Cool. I have another question. Uh-oh, here. True news making us think. I like it. I like it. I really appreciate people that ask you questions that make you think without saying your way is dumb and my way is good. If you have anyone that's in a cult, the best way to ask a question about someone that's in a cult, like that person's obviously in a cult, the best thing to do is find a different cult that they would go, that's obviously a cult, and just ask them questions, hard questions about that cult. You see what that cult does about so and so, and when they start questioning that, maybe they will open their eyes to what their cult's doing. And wait a minute, we're doing the same thing. Why are we doing the same thing as the cult is doing? And that's why I feel I grew up in a family cult. James, would you think we grew up in a little mini family cult? No TV, no video games, no music. I mean, by the time you were getting older, you were pretty young when we weren't allowed to do any of that. But okay, so what language did the prophet Adam and the mother Eve talk as they had no parents? I don't know. I don't know. That's a really freaking good question. That is a really good question. If you believe in the creation of Earth, the creation of man by God, did Adam and Eve know how to talk? Did they? Were Adam and Eve cavemen and cavewomen that did not talk? Were Adam and Eve intelligent enough that God gave them language from day one? What did people talk before the Tower of Babel? Yes. Before the Tower of Babel, everybody had one single language. Yes. Yes, no, yes. I think everybody communicated with each other. I would say that the Earth before the Tower of Babel was a very, very highly intelligent, very advanced civilization. Before the Tower of Babel, I don't know. Did Adam and Eve even know how to talk? And if so, obviously it'd be a language we don't recognize today because language changes so fast. But the question is, how did they communicate with each other? I have never thought of that question. It's a really good question to ask. Dang, that's a good question to ask. I don't know the answer to that. I think our faith in God doesn't rely on that answer, It's not important to know that answer, but it's a really good question. I don't think it was a cult simply because it was too, well they call them family cults, where just one little family where the only influence is in that direct family itself. And I sort of feel like I've been excommunicated from that cult because I think the cult might still be going on down there. I think there's a new family cult down there. I'm gonna have to go fuel up. So the use of tongues to communicate is very new to humans. See, that's, yeah. When he says communicating with tongues, he means spoken language. Yeah. So I think I would translate what you just said, that spoken language is very new to humans. A lot of hand communications and pictographs, drawing. Huh. When did written history begin, right? Because if you look at Old Testament, all of creation is very, very simplified. Everything until Noah's Ark is very, very, very simplified descriptions on how things happen. Hundreds of thousands of years are written into one paragraph for the creation. That is just all retold verbally. But what about pre-verbally? Have you ever given attention to why your prayers and wishes? My prayers come true, though. I don't know if other people's prayers, I mean, a lot of people say they don't, but my wishes and prayers have come true. Like I have zero complaints. I have been very blessed. And of course, as a non-Christian, you would go, have your prayers come true? Have your prayers come true, or have you just manifested yourself, right? So a non-Christian would say, I have manifested it to be true in my life, and my prayers didn't actually get answered, right? So, but my prayers get answered. I know that for a fact. Whatever label you want to put on it. I don't think I'm smart enough to get the things I've asked for without having asked for them. They definitely haven't come from me. There's still 8 of you guys watching. I'm blown away that there's still 8 people. I mean, we scared a lot of people away, but there's still 8 of you guys just hanging out. I would love an outside non-Christian point of view in here too. Yeah, no, you're right. No. Some things are meant to be, no matter what you pray for. Often God will say. Often the answer for a prayer is no. So I think what Chernoob is trying to get at is the language of God is different than the language we're speaking. Anunnaki, that is not a Christian book. So I've never read it. I have never read it, but I've seen studies of the book before. So I have never read it. I probably should read it. Where am I going? Iron Thunder! How's it going? How's Iron Thunder the Flat-Footed doing? I was telling Jess I'm super flat-footed. I have no arch. When do you get news? When do you get news? When do you get the yay or nay? Do you know how long that'll be? Jess says I'm rude for talking about it in a public setting. It's a yay. Are you excited about the yay? Are you getting more excited about the yay? Or are you at least dreading the yay less? I don't know why I bother washing it. We're just going back out there and cutting again. Oh, you got your doctor's results today? Oh, cool. Oh, hang on. This is the better way to go. Might be cool, but don't. Yeah, you know what? I guess there's only the choice. Basically, the choice isn't there. You don't have a choice. The thing is going to happen now. Now, what your choice is what you're going to make out of it. What are you going to get out of this? How are you going to attack it? Your choice has been taken away. The thing is just going to happen. So. So what kind of person will you be before or after? What kind of person will you be after, right? I had to go fill up. I had to go repair and I was out of fuel. So you probably did a full loop while I did that. Right Clan says, either you believe or you don't believe. But at the second coming, everyone's going to wish that they did believe. Very simple. Ironton, I think it's true that you can be both excited and dreading the same thing. It's like, because it's just so much unknown. You don't know what you don't know. I know a lot of people already wish they did believe, but they are unable to. Belief is a fickle thing. It's I gotta struggle with the same thing. It's like I like proof. I like very provable real world things. I'm uncomfortable with unprovable things. In the evenings, you're happy. In the mornings, so you wake up dreading. In the evenings, you've hyped yourself up to be excited. How much snow do we have? None. We literally have no snow. No snow. It was plus 10 degrees yesterday in a crazy rainstorm. No snow. End of January, that should have been a crazy snowstorm, not a crazy rainstorm. Why is doubt a bad thing? No, doubt is not a bad thing. Doubt is a good thing. It makes you question. Doubt is a good thing. You have to then prove to yourself, right? No, I like doubt. What happened on the island? Crazy flooding. Yeah, I told you. There was a pickup that passed me like $1.20, driving through the standing water and just splashing water everywhere. When we got up the mountain to the road closure, they pulled off the road and four-way flashers on. The truck wouldn't start up or kept stalling randomly. Their pickup is randomly stalling. You were doing 120 through standing water. I was hydroplaning in the big rig. You know how much water it takes to be on the water to hydroplane in a big rig? You were driving through that in a pickup and just drenching your engine with water. You're having some engine issues right now? Maybe $1.20 through all that standing water was not a good idea. Okay, hang on. Clan says, I've been streaming for almost 2 hours and I don't think one person has been in. So you're doing... Yes. You know what, right? That's hard when you're streaming to nobody and there's no comments. So it's like, oh, can someone just talk to me? It's hard. It's hard to stream when nobody's having a conversation with you. It's really hard. So good on you for keeping on going. Nobody fails at YouTube. People quit YouTube. As long as you just keep going, eventually the algorithm will smile on you. So I admire you keeping on going. Okay. We often get taught that doubt is bad. Doubting Thomas gets used as a rebuke. Yes, doubting Thomas. Thomas needed... Are you going to be like Thomas, where you needed physical proof? Yes. So yeah, you're right. We give Doubting Thomas, he's got the name Doubting Thomas. Everybody knows, if you know anything about Christianity, you know who Doubting Thomas is. Don't be like Doubting Thomas. But Jesus didn't give Doubting Thomas any crap. I never thought of that, James. Jesus didn't go, why are you such a doubter, Thomas? Instead of going, you're a moron, Thomas, for doubting me, Jesus goes, here's the proof. Yes. That's a good. Yep, I like it. Doubting is not a bad thing. Doubting is just, I question this. Let's study this. Let's see what kind of proofs we can find. Yes. I like that line. That's a good line. I'm still a Doubting Thomas. I'm still a Doubting Thomas. I challenge everything. I was talking to a crazy dude living in his pickup, talking about the book of Anunnaki, and then he went off on some whole bunch of alien stuff after that, and he made really good, valid points. I can see why someone would believe that the Earth was created by another civilization, an alien civilization. He believes that humans are a crop, a crop designed to be mindless workers on different planets. But humans got too smart for ourselves, and we basically have escaped that prison, that we are no longer the prisoners of those aliens because we gotten too intelligent. We're too intelligent to be their mindless workforce. And it was like, you're crazy, but I can also see why people think my beliefs are crazy. He was a fun dude to talk to. You was Thomas, I was Satan. Oh boy. I don't think doing evil things makes you Satan. I think doing evil things means you have replaced your consciousness, the Holy Spirit, with the evil spirit. You've listened to the wrong little voice, that's all. It doesn't make you Satan, but it's a funny comparison. I mean, Satan is a creation of God. Satan is an angel of God. But I think hell is very much a creation of humans. Cutting grass takes forever. I hope the cutter we get next year is bigger or faster or something. I hope it's better than this. I hope it's either wider or faster. If it's the same width and faster, I'd be happy. If it was wider, I would be happy. Hmm? No, I don't want pizza. You hated everything and there was nothing but hate. Yeah, that's a pretty dark place to be. I don't know. I still have chicken fingers and want to nuke those. I mean, toaster oven those or deep fry those or whatever. I am hungry. What are my options? I don't feel like pizza. And I've had enough heartburn. The last couple of days, I think the spaghetti I ate yesterday didn't help. So I don't want heartburn. Literally, if you go in the freezer and warm me up 2 or 3 chicken fingers, I'd be fine with it if you just order more for next week. Yep. Or just order more now. That'd probably be the smarter thing to do. Leave the ones that are in the freezer and just order some new ones now. All right, Sure Noob, thank you. I really appreciate all the deep thought, Sure Noob. Super appreciate the deep thought. Making us question ourselves is awesome. I love that. I love the deep thought stuff. So thank you. Appreciate you. You have a great day. Pink of health to you and your family. When pleasure is the only good thing in life, it's a very dark time. A good step of getting rid of hate is turning off social media and turning off the news. Because North American news wants you to hate everybody. You're not like me, so I hate you. If you're not like me, you are the devil. And it's easy to hate the devil. Oh, Parsival's leaving as well. Thank you, Parsival, for jumping in. Hopefully you enjoyed the conversation. If you're on our side or against us, I love to hear other people's perspectives. You wouldn't be here today if you stayed an atheist. Yep. I know that's your line of thinking. Mine was going to be an accident. I wanted to make sure that that other people wouldn't have to go through the pain. I had a few cliffs around sharp corners picked out. But then, prayers got answered. This is pre-motorcycle, but yes. Yep, that'd be a super easy accent to explain away. Probably 3 packs of 3. I already have 2. Yeah. Yeah. Really, I only need 3 or 4 pieces for on the road. Because I came home this week, so I didn't eat nearly as much food on the road, right? Not one to talk about it, but I know a lot about it. I do pray and believe. Okay, you know what? That's perfectly fine. If some people just don't talk about their beliefs and their faith. Perfectly acceptable. That link I shared earlier made me see people. The whole poll question: do you watch sports? That made me see people in a different way. I'm like, oh, I finally understand why people watch sports and why I always feel like I'm the broken one that I don't follow sports. I'm like, oh, people are just geared differently. Just because you do a thing differently than I do a thing doesn't mean you're broken or I'm broken. You just do a thing differently than me, that's all. Only thing that can defeat hate is love. Truth. Truth. Yeah, it'd be awesome if our world could disagree with each other without hating each other. Oh, you voted left? I hate you. Or the other way around. Oh, you voted right? I hate you. Oh, you believe in this religious belief? You are the devil. I love it when wars get fought. Especially like between, today the wars are fought very often between Muslim and Christian. And it's like, in the name of our God, God of Abraham, we kill you. Oh wait, what side said that? Both sides are saying the same thing? What? Why? Why are we killing people in the name of the God of Abraham? When both sides are literally doing the same thing? There's something broken here. Let's not hate. Let's not kill. Let's love. But like Parsival says, some people are willing to, I don't talk about it often. And then there's some people that are, that is their life. They talk about this. They are preachers. They are pastors. This is all they do. There are other people that don't talk about it at all. And what their role is, they're just a good Christian believing in their faith, and they're just a really good example of, hey, look, that dude's a Christian and he's a pretty cool dude. Quiet, doesn't bother anyone, isn't one of these door thumpers, doesn't push his ideas on. Like, maybe I should look into that. There's just such big different ways to share your own beliefs. There's a long history of people attacking the people who disagree with the small things rather than the large. Yes. Yep. Like I said, how many churches have been split into two because of the Trinity? And I don't know which side of the fence I fall with the Trinity. I don't know the answer. I think it's too complicated for humans to actually know the answer. I think the best we can do is lean one way or the other. The Trinity screws up a lot of Christian groups. For those of you that are not Christian, the Trinity is the debate between God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit. Are they three separate entities, or are they all three one God? I don't hate you if you like apple pie, but if you like cinnamon buns with raisins, oh, that's a little too close to my heart. Oh, James, a little bit more evil than cinnamon buns with raisins is giving me a chocolate chip cookie without explaining to me that it's actually a raisin cookie. If you give me what looks like a chocolate chip cookie and do not tell me that those are raisins in that cookie and not chocolate chips, you're going to hell, man. You're straight to hell. You are evil. Hey, J Meister, if you do not tell someone that those are raisins and not chocolate chip cookies, and you give those cookies to someone, they will expect chocolate chip cookies. I don't know why someone would be so evil and put raisins in a cookie instead of chocolate chips, but if you do that evil act, you must let the rest of us know that you've done it. Because God have mercy on your soul if I bite into your chocolate chip cookie and it's a raisin cookie. I don't think we can be friends. Or a chocolate chip raisin cookie. So your first bite has a chocolate chip and then the second bite is a raisin? Oh. What's that? Yeah. It's evil, 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 evil. I think we can agree with that. Not that I hate raisins. Raisins are fine. I don't hate raisins. But I really love chocolate chip cookies. And I really love cinnamon buns. Why would you ruin it with raisins? Fishing Kid. We are in end of 1960. We are in October 1960. So this grass crop is the last. Everything else has been harvested. This is the last cutting of grass. There's the all our wheat, all our corn, all our beets, everything is harvested. There are no fields left to harvest. There's a few tractors in the field doing some plowing and disking in the background that need to be done, which can be done over the winter. Doesn't have to be done here in October, so it's pretty darn close to 1961. We're almost there. I'm excited to see what we get in 1961. A chewy chocolate chip cookie? No. A chewy chocolate chip is a unpleasant experience. Super Puppy.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Charles Miles. Hello. I had to do that for you, Super Puppy. I had to do that. Michael's back. I'm hungry, man. Food's on the way. Just as food's on the way. Super Puppy the snow is melted. Michael, has all your snow melted? You said it was still -3 or -5 or whatever. It's +6 here now. It's +6 degrees Celsius here. But having said that, how cold you are, do you still have any snow or has that all melted? And Michael says -1 degree Celsius. Charles, I'm doing fabulous. That KFC logo, I am hungry. I think it's evil to have a KFC logo as your name. Somebody saw one of my videos and said, hey, Vernon KFC still has the bucket as a sign. So does the Kamloops KFC. So does a whole bunch of KFCs in British Columbia. A lot of our KFCs have still held on to the bucket signs. I don't know if they're just holding on to them. I wonder if a new KFC probably wouldn't have one of those buckets, but a lot of the old KFCs, even with new signing, are still have the old bucket. So that's still fairly common. I forgot you had pasta in the fridge. There we go. Eat some pasta. Pasta or pasta? Pasta, right? Pasta. You've got some spots with a little bit of snow, like 10% of the snow, so it's mostly melted. Okay. So basically in the shade where snow got piled up in piles, there's still some snow. Oh. Yeah, for me that's too old. Oh, Jeep Cherokee. Just as my best friend just bought a Jeep Cherokee. But it's 12 years old. There's going to be some issues with that. Oh, so one of the higher end Jeeps. Okay. So it's got the trailer tow package, heated seats, cameras. Okay, so it's a decent truck. Yeah. Oh, Super Puppy says we need to do a spin for Coyote Dreams. I agree. Let's do a spin for Coyote Dreams. Let's do it. Let's do it. In memory of Coyote. Coyote, don't screw me over. Give me a nice hat, Coyote. Oh, the Derby's out at Trilby. The red bucket? Really? Yeah. Coyote? At least that's not terrible. At least that's not terrible. I still plan one of these days to take an actual red bucket, put in a hard hat band on the inside, and then put on a red bucket. I think it'd be funnier than this. At least it's not a sun hat. Amen. Or the pink cowboy hat. If all of a sudden you guys buy a third hat I hate, we're just going to remove one of the sun hats. It's a little silly having two of the hats I hate on the wheel. Or the flower crown. Oh, geez, it could be the flower crown. I had a Maserati owner that was very much the type who need consistent reassurance that we were capable of working on his car. Maserati owner expects a very clean environment, expects perfection in the dealership. And the Maserati comes up to this shop that's imports only. People have suggested, oh yeah, you got to bring it over there. And he shows up and he's like, ew, this is pretty redneck for me. Are you guys going to fuck up my car? Hello, Jorgensen. So why was a Maserati owner here? Does he live here, or did he buy the car and lives over here as a millionaire, or was he just passing through? On the other end, we had a Jaguar owner that was the most relaxed. I trust you etiquette. Oh, I trust you to educate me on what condition my car is in. And Puppy finds Tesla drivers the most annoying. If they're using autopilot, then yes. If they're not using autopilot, they're fine. Because I don't hate Tesla drivers. I hate autopilot. Maseratis are not that expensive. You still wouldn't own a Maserati unless you were rich. Not necessarily. You could just be using it as a social symbol, right? What other comment? Oh, I didn't even see it. Jorgen, yeah, you can play. Feel free. Join on in. You're not going to, but yes, you can. Absolutely. I could be wrong, but my bet is always you're not going to. But feel free. Feel free to join in. You wouldn't own a Maserati unless you want to look rich. Yeah, there's always... It's interesting when you see someone that's rich versus someone that is filthy rich. Someone that is filthy rich can look like a homeless person walking down the street because they have nothing to prove. Yeah, one of Jess's co-workers. Her husband would show up in this raggedy old station wagon, and he literally had like garages full of fancy cars. Nobody knows how rich he is. How can I join? By joining. You just join. You got FS22 installed on your Xbox. Perfect. I guess you could join us. You could join us tomorrow then, Super Puppy. I don't have the DLC on yet. Do you have the Prairies and Plains DLC? Because you would need that. My sister bought a new house with a tornado shelter. Did not buy the house with a tornado shelter, but you bought a house that has a tornado shelter. Yes, this is multiplayer. Absolutely. That's why I said you can join. Look, there's a tractor following me back there. Pretty far away. Look, I'll prove it. I'll prove it. Look. Look. Just watch. Jess isn't even there. Farmer Joe. Look. Look. There's proof. There's proof. We have a girl. We have a girl cutting grass. How dare she? How dare she be better at it than I am? Super Puppy, you guys have a tornado shelter in your house? Not necessarily in your house. Some tornado shelters are... What's the map called? Well, it's in the title of... And it's in the description. So if you... Jorgensen, if you can figure out how to read the description down below and install the mods in the link, then you're all in. No, we're not on Gnaddental right now, Super Puppy. Gnaddental. Wait, never mind. Yeah, this is not Gnaddental. We're not on Gnaddental today. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be on Gnaddental. Just go around the other side of the power line. Okay. And Gnantal spelling is terrible, Super Puppy. If you replace the IL with an N, we would be in much better shape. Still not be right, but it'd be so much better. Container shelter, because a tornado shelter is outside. Okay, so it's a separate basement. It's basically a separate basement unattached to the house. Yep. Like the ones you see in movies. Yep. And not under the house. You see those in the movies too. It's closer. That at least phonetically, that's pretty darn good. The I should be an E and there should be a H in there, but you don't pronounce the H, so phonetically that's pretty good. Oh, yeah, and there's too many A's. Yep. Tornado cellars are something that Westerners find wild. Yeah, well, there's no tornadoes here, so. In the West, though, people would make bomb shelters, though. At some point, you started pronouncing it with the H? Gnadenthal? Really? I am under the belief that it's misspelt. I think us dumb Mennonites misspelt it. I think it's two separate words. Gnaden Tal without a H. Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. I think the H is a spelling error. Yep. Google the words Gnadental, German to English. The way you've written it out right there. I am convinced that's what it was supposed to be written as. I have no facts other than just common sense and the way the language works would tell me that's how it should be. Yeah, hopefully they never have to use a tornado shelter. I agree. Isn't the map called Western Wilds? There you go. You're getting there. Jurgensen's getting closer than I already expected, so you're doing better than I gave you credit for. Common sense and antitheses of how language works is, I don't know what word James, you're using words that are too big. Charles is saying hi again. You just click the button? I think, no, maybe not. Hi again, Charles? Welcome back, Charles? Super Puppy is hee-haw. Hee-haw, hee-haw. Oh wait, was that supposed to sound like a donkey or like a cowboy? If you try hard enough, maybe Farmer Donkey will show up. Jess says I can do this, but Jess says she can't do this. Honestly, I don't know, Jorgen, what language I set it to. You just leave everything blank. All you do is search for 3Js. I got a feeling that you're on Xbox and you've been doomed from the beginning. because you haven't gone to try to download all the mods in the description. Just whenever someone asks the question for those extra tabs, PC users just leave those blanks. You're on PC, really? I'm blown away by this. I just leave all those as unset, unblank, unsearch. It's not how I search for games. I search for games by the server name. 800 years ago, language did not have correct spelling yet. Fair, because this printing press is very new. In fact, Jams, I have screwed up and gave Americans crap for how they spell color and flavor, and Americans spell color wrong because Americans had to be different. That's not how that worked out, actually. So as printing press and as dictionaries became a thing, someone decided we had to, because there were so many different spellings of the same word. Someone in the US, these smart college people, professors, got together with the world and said, let's get common pronunciation, common spellings for words. And once the US wrote a dictionary that said, hey, these are going to be the common spellings we're going to use, it was actually the UK that says, nuh-uh, we're going to write a dictionary ourselves, and we're going to do it differently than the US did. So it's actually the UK that was being petty and not the US that was being petty. Things like, oh, well, dang it, I can't even blame Americans for everything. I try to blame Americans for everything, but my emojis aren't working? You're right. Okay, how do I turn those on? I didn't turn your thing on. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna get out of the way because you're gonna pass me. Let me fix that. Nobody noticed that the emojis, because we're Canadian and we like blaming the US for everything. It's kind of in our nature. Yes. No, that all was good. I checked all that, so it's broken. All right, let's see. I am gonna go. You're gonna have to walk me through this. I know where that is, so I will get to that. Double click on that. It hasn't opened. There we go. Ah, why is it being so laggy? Okay. Do I have to copy this link? No? Okay, yep. Okay, so I just minimize that. Do I have to close this? Minimize that? Okay. Do emojis work now? Yeah, now they work. Okay, thanks. Perfect. Okay, I'll just have to open it. Last time I saw that, I didn't use that and the emoji walls worked. So I'm like, cool. But, go. I'm gonna follow you now. Okay, emojis work now. Nobody noticed, I guess. How important are emojis if nobody noticed? We were having deep, meaningful discussions today. Why are you locking onto that one, you silly? There we go. Puppy and Canada and us have a great relationship with each other. Not so much anymore, Michael. Canada hates the U.S. right now. Your current leadership is like killed our trades. So what the U.S. doesn't realize is with the current rules, I cannot send you guys in the U.S. a magnet. I cannot send you guys this magnet in the U.S. without paying tariff fees and filling out forms. I can't throw this in an envelope and send it to you. I can still send stickers and postcards, but magnets, no. I have to pay tariff for that. Oh, stickers might not be allowed anymore either. You're right. It can only be a card and a letter. Yes, no, you're right. A sticker is out now. They ask you that question now. If there's anything in this other than a letter or a card. Nope, you're right. I cannot mail my fans a sticker anymore. So what the U.S. doesn't realize is what our government has done. Oh, we can't export to the U.S. anymore. Let's go find customers. We have started exporting like crazy to India and Japan and the other European and Asian countries, to the south. So, and that has only pissed off your government even more. That we're like, oh, we can no longer trade with the U.S. We'll just trade with other countries. We don't mind trading with other countries. It's like we can survive. Yeah, Alberta is thinking about leaving Canada and going with the U.S. That's a thing that's going through the politics right now. So who knows? Canada could be split in two. I honestly could see a split Canada and a split U.S. to be healthier. I think. If Alberta split, it would be likely that BC would split too. It'd be likely. Yep.
Oh, Canada, oh, that native land.
Long hauler, I'm doing great. It's been a good day. It's complicated. Yeah, it's complicated. Alberta leaving Canada would be great for Alberta. It would be fine for the rest of Canada. It'd be bad for BC. I doubt they would ever happen. I really doubt it would happen, but you never know. Big things like that do happen in the world. Super Puppy, I want to be eating lunch too. I definitely want to be doing that. Oh. Hang on. That means our counter goes down. There we go. 10. This went down to 10. Our counter goes down to 10. I'm like, that doesn't feel right. Ha! Thanks. Long hauler, thanks. Appreciate that. And our food is here too. Jess, I have a question for you. Do you want to go skating today or tomorrow? Or save it for next weekend? I'll keep streaming a little longer. We'll decide not to go skating today. I don't technically have to leave until Monday morning, but it would be like at 5 a.m. I'm just never a fan of that. I was going to deliver on Tuesday morning, but then Kyle's truck broke down. And I got asked very nicely, you think? Because that would work out much better for our company. You think you could do this thing? I can give you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off if you want. And like, maybe I don't want that much time off in lieu of, but I am willing to. Possibly. Whenever he says that, he never does, but yes, possibly. So next weekend, I could just say, yes, please give me a long weekend next weekend. And then we can go skating. And then I can grab a vacuum and vacuum out the truck and do some cleaning in the truck. Especially since the truck might be no longer. Wait, what? Huh? I said nothing. So a donut and a sandwich for Super Puppy. James says the long hauler spoils me. I know. Long hauler does spoil me. Yeah, I definitely had that quick heart attack of, oh no, here comes the stupid flower crown. But then it was the Derby. So it was a mini heart attack that ended up being just fine. Juan, you talked about playing TTRPG. Dungeon Dragon style sometime. Yes, I would like to get into that. Time is the issue, but I would love to. I would love to play Dungeons and Dragons. Jorgen says, for some reason I can't join. Did you go to the link with all the additional mods and download the 152 mods? I think it's over 150 some mods. Iron Thunder, what? What? I don't know what you're talking about, Peter. But I mean, what? I have no. I know nothing, Iron Thunder. I know nothing. James says if you wanted to do an RPG, we should talk about it and plan something. Iron Thunder, what? I don't even know where you got that from. I was like a cough, sneezing. I'm confused, Iron Thunder. To do a Dungeons and Dragons, I would have to give up one of my live streams. But it would be fun. I wonder if I could do Dungeons and Dragons via phone call while driving. I don't know if I could concentrate on it enough. Super Puppy is calling lies. What? Long hauler. Juan, did James ask you about my comment on from his stream? I have no idea what you're talking about, long hauler. I don't talk to James. It's just my brother, for crying out loud. Why would I talk to him? Michael says, tomorrow is February. Breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Tomorrow is February. Oh, Jess actually goes in the background. Thank you, Michael. I have to go pay rent. Jess goes, oh, crap. I got to pay rent. Not give up a live stream. Just change what game you're streaming. Fair, yes. Yes. That is fair. I said I was tired and said I needed a toothpick from a bull hauler. He doesn't know what that is. I'm sorry, I don't know what a toothpick from a bull hauler is either. A toothpick from a bull hauler. I'm not a super trucker like you, so I don't know. I don't know that term either. That is not a term I have heard anyone use here in British Columbia on the radio. It's not. I haven't seen it on Reddit on the trucking channel. That is not a term that has come across my circles. So Jess, yes, I will take a poutine and one piece of chicken or something like that. Very saucy poutine. Saucy. They are meth toothpicks. So bull haulers, old school, had to keep awake. Oh, meth. Wait, meth, not coke. Meth? What? A bull hauler, cattle hauler, old school guys used to soak their toothpick in what? In cow poop and cow piss? Is that why you're going with this? Of course Canadians eat poutine. Every restaurant here has poutine. Super Puppy. Our Wendy's serves poutine. Our Burger King serves poutine. Our McDonald's serves poutine. Our Wendy's, I did that, has, most fast food restaurants have poutine. Oh, no, okay. So a long hauler would soak their toothpick in benzodrine? I don't even know what that word is. It sounds like some kind of drug. So meth gives you a high, keeps you alert. I know a lot of truckers do cocaine for that reason. It keeps you awake. Cocaine was a huge issue with truck drivers before e-logs. Still a problem, but not as big. Used to be an over-the-counter drug. So they would soak their toothpicks in it, and that gave you the alertness to stay awake and get their cows delivered, because cows were a cow delivery, cattle carrier, bull haulers are on a very tight timeline. That is soggy for sure, or saucy. It's a lot. There is a lot of gravy in my poutine. Is it poutine or poutine? I think if you're in Quebec, it's probably poutine. Could I get a fork? Oh, there's a fork here. Thanks. Yeah, so interesting. I didn't know that. I knew cocaine was a big problem back in the day. It's still a bigger problem in the US than in Canada, but hang on, let me have a bite of poutine. Jess has a problem saying poutine because it sounds too much like Putin. So poutine, the more anglicized version, doesn't sound as much like the Russian leader. Less confusion. I realize I have a DJI Osmo Plus and own. How do you just now realize that? I own a DJI. I own 5 DJI Osmo. Osmo 3, Osmo 5, Osmo 6. No, that's a Mavic, Mini Mavic. Mini Mavic. And then 2 DJI microphones. The minis. 2 minis. Microphone minis. I guess I drank the Kool-Aid with DJI. Used to have 2 Phantoms too. Mine's a little dry, but not a Maverick, Mavic. No R. Mavic. Could have been autocorrect too. Michael says, I have not lunch yet. I don't even have caffeine or nicotine in my system, just sugar and sleep. Another fire? It's cold outside, so it's plus 6.3, but the Mavic Mini is light enough that you don't need a license for it. That's nice. Anything heavier than a Mavic Mini, you have to have a flying license for it or a drone license for it. That's why my Phantoms are too heavy now. Had those before the new law. And I actually flew GoPro cameras on those. It's expensive gimbal on it. I just have water in my system. As in food you've eaten or drinking. Food you've consumed today is water. Remember back in the day? Yep, I flew my my GoPro off of a kite too. I would fly a kite and put a GoPro on the kite. Got some pretty awesome photos flying a kite. It's illegal here to fly a drone over top of a roadway or over top of property, private property. It's illegal to drones are almost useless without a license here. You can fly them on Crown land. So for our RV, it'd be fun if we're out in the middle of nowhere, fly some footage, drone for that. It's illegal to have a drone in Belize, or else we would have taken it with on our vacation. You just have a screen on when you're flying, or you got the glasses? Legally, you can't wear glasses unless you have spotter, because you're not allowed to fly your drone if you don't have visual contact with your drone. So if you're flying FPV, you legally need a spotter to physically be able to see the drone at all times. Or else someone will come by and confiscate it from you. No, FPV is not hard. I agree with you. It's not hard. It's just illegal without a spotter. You said you've flown more into the side of buildings. Maybe it's a little harder than you thought, though. This poutine is really, really good. I like how saucy it is. Enough gravy to pour over your potatoes after. Okay. Okay. That's weird. If we go to Navi's channel itself, then it'll be there. But when you click the link, where's the link on Bookface? So that when you click on the link on Bookface, you can just watch the video, but you can't actually comment or interesting. What if that's a Bookface thing or a YouTube thing? No, quadcopters are really easy to fly because they used to not be. They used to be extremely hard to fly, but now that we have computers that do all the balancing of the rotors, the computer really flies it. All you do is tell it to go left, right, forward, or back. So I wonder how Jorgensen is doing. How many of you guys thought that Jorgensen would join here today? That's why I put no effort into it anymore. It's like, I put a lot of effort into it to get someone to join, and they still just don't join, right? People just don't realize how hard my games are, how hard my games are to join. Jess figures it out. Duke figured it out. Long Hauler did. Iron Thunder has. That's about it. There's a couple of people that have joined once in a while. But my streams are pretty hard to join. You gotta almost be able to think for yourself to be able to join my streams. Basically, sheeple are not welcome. Well, today has been a pretty consistent stream. Kind of bounced back and forth a little bit, but 4 people. We've been stuck at 4 people. It's kind of where we've been stuck at today. It has not been a wildly high viewer type of a stream, but it's just been fairly consistent. We've gotten to, what was our biggest spike? 16 people was the biggest spike we hit at, but it's been almost consistently at 4 people on either stream, so I'm not complaining though. Conversation's been good. We've been busy with conversation. I'm just hot. Well, 6.5. It was cold in the morning, but not anymore. I am surprised that we knocked that counter down for the wheel from 15 down to 10. We would need another 4 spins to get it down to 5, but we did get it down. Love that little hat animation guy. So cool. Spin that wheel. Yeah, the wheel animation and then the hat change. Bending knees. Almost needs to have a little jingle song with it. Don't know how I would do that. Spin the wheel and have it play a custom jingle. It has sound options, but it's only their sounds. You can't do a custom sound. It feels weird. I'm wearing goggles. If it's so weird, then don't do it. Man, we're almost done. Jess was helping, but she's taking care of food. And if it wasn't for the fact that we need this for the animals, I just wouldn't do it. If Jess comes back and helps, I'm gonna end cutting, and I'll start windrowing. Not windrowing. I'll start. What's the word I'm looking for? I need to turn the grass over to let it dry. I don't know the word. The word tether. Jess yelled it. Jess yelled it from the other room. Tether! I'm gonna start tethering this field as soon as Jess comes back. Well, you were hot too? You had to switch from the hoodie to a t-shirt? When you start flying the FPV, it feels like you're inside the drone. Well, yeah, that's the whole point. you become part of the drone. That is how that's done. Apparently using a Steam Deck as a drone controller, it works really, really well, because the Steam Deck's just a computer and you can put your own software on it. You're cutting grass? Oh, right. I've been freehanding just the end. That way I'm not flipping back and forth anymore. You're staring at yourself in the drone. Are you flying the drone inside? I've done it, but not very safe. Oh, so you're outside. Okay. Okay. Wait, how are you flying your drone while texting and talking? Well, you're not flying it right now. You're saying when you do fly, not right now. So, what's the point to the drone? Are you shooting cool videos and putting them on YouTube? Like, how are you going to turn those hobbies of yours into money? It's the best way to approach life is, how do I take my hobbies and make that how I make money? Because if you can do that, it's the best job in the world. You just have to be careful not to kill your passion for your hobby by monetizing it. I'm going to freehand this as well, just because of all the power line poles. Yeah, if you're a professional chef, you probably hate cooking at home. If you're a professional photographer, you probably hate photography. I know YouTubers that hate playing video games, even though that's how they make their money. I know YouTubers that hate doing vlogs because that's how they make their money. So I think it's important to do the fun things and make money off of it, but not lose your passion for it. Okay, I'll go to the end here and then we'll go clean this up, park it. Let's just finish cutting it all. And we'll just tether. Start tethering. I don't know, do we have 2 tethers? If we have, you know, I can just keep cutting and then we both switch over to tedding. It's probably the better option. Maybe we'll just keep streaming until the grass is done and we'll grab our tether, park it on there. Might be a good spot to end it. Finish cutting the grass. I don't know. I'm being very indecisive. I don't know what I want. What do you guys want? I don't know what I want, so what do you guys want? Super Puppy wants FS25. What's that? You want a small piece of chocolate? I could go for a small piece of chocolate. Purdy's? No Purdy's. That is greatly disappointing. London Drugs is still selling Christmas stuff. And they're selling Valentine's and Easter. Oh boy. How do they still have Christmas stuff? Like, you gotta get rid of that crap. Mark it down to like 90% off just to get rid of it. Anything left now is junk. Buying any chocolate oranges? Just bought one this year, and we started eating it, and it's just like, whew, so sweet. There's so much sugar in those things. I'm like, I used to enjoy these. They're just way too sweet. There has to be if someone made a chocolate orange with half the sugar, I would be a fan of the half the sugar one. The smell of the Valentine's candy was a turnoff, just because that dollar store cheap chocolate smell, right? Ugh. Oh. Sacrilege? More sugar. We've taken sugar out of our diet. How much sugar do you put in my tea compared to what it used to? No, the hot cocoa was fine. No sugar at all. Oh. No, I still need the sugar in the tea. That was good. But not nearly the Super Puppy is 9. 9 to what? More sugar or less sugar? Are you saying no to more or less? Yeah, sugar is an addiction. I'm definitely still addicted to it, but I've greatly reduced it. More sugar is bad. There we go. Super Puppy agrees with us and disagrees with James. So close to being done. This takes forever. At least I had help. How's your fuel? Okay, me too. Right about the same spot, so good thing I stayed to help, or else we would have run out and I haven't done any first person. Some of you guys like first person. I haven't done any of that. Tried a what kind of latte? A what? Turmeric? Turmeric? Latte. Chai latte. Turmeric chai latte to help you sleep. Got yourself a little cold? I cough a lot. I chronically cough. Hot Coke or hot tea usually helps me. Most of the time when you see me disappear, because I have to cough. Not having your feet cold makes a big difference. Having warm feet, huge difference. There goes Jess. Couple more passes left. We're almost there. Okay. I just ate food, guys. Fair enough. Getting pneumonia or bronchitis would suck. I think I just ate. Juan, what tractor mod do you like? The Case Traction King. Can you do that in one more pass, or it's gonna be one and a tiny bit? Only because I didn't set up the offset on this correctly. No collision on these, so what I'll do is I'll stop when you get to me, and I'll just lift mine. Even though there's no collision, I'm going to pretend there is collision, because I want to keep it realistic. No lightsaber wars. There we go. That's it. We're done. Hallelujah. Let's go see if we have two tedders. I was going to cut those. I shall not pass? Oh. Uh-oh. It's like, I got hooked. I got hooked. I got hooked. She said, "You shall not pass." I'm like, "Oh yeah? You just let shift to third gear? Is that one actually just slower?" Interesting that they're the same tractor, just one's construction, one is not. And one is that much slower than the other. That is interesting. Note to self, when it comes to selling one of these, sell the construction one first. Oh. Nope. I did not get you. I don't got you. I got you. You shall not pass. You can repair and fuel up. I think Duke is having a lot less issues joining and you having less issues. I suspect we got rid of one of the mods that was making it hard to join. I suspect we're in much better shape than we used to be. We only have one tether. So yeah, I would say just we have to start windrowing, right? Yeah. I still turn the engine off in Farming Sim 25 because of the fuel. Yes, if you leave the tractor idling, you're burning fuel the whole time, right? I'll leave it on while I'm doing like repair or fueling up. But as soon as I'm done with the tractor, tether, right on the bottom. As soon as you're done with the tractor, you turn the engine off, or else it just sits there burning fuel. Of course, most people that leave their engines running are playing on easy mode, and it automatically just turns the engine off, right? That's just not how we play the game. You're going to be forced to wait to windrow at least until I'm around the field once. I am. Just for the sake of doing a couple of rounds, right? Where are we going to lock on to? It's going to be too far over. We're going to freehand the first time around. Ah, you came into the middle of the field. No, there's a road the other way where I came. I mean, the road's not connected all the way, but there's a road that way. I just haven't done the work to connect them. But yes, originally there wasn't going to be a road that way, but the more I take that road, the more I'm like, there needs to be a road there. I mostly build the roads once I start using a path. I'm like, I keep wanting to drive on that path. Well, in that case, I should build a road there. Maybe while you're waiting, unless you have other stuff you're looking at, you could grab another tractor with, attach a baler to it and bring the baler out here. And then another tractor that needs to come out here would be the Oliver 88 with the front end bucket. The Oliver 88 is going to be needed to pick up bales once we have them baled. But we'll need a, yeah. And then we'll need another tractor over here with a baler. I don't know. Which one runs good with a baler? I'm not sure which one would run better, the Case or the International Harvester, the Farmall. Maybe the Farmall. The Farmall might be a good fit. Yeah, me too. I've been feeling hot today. So both computers running. It's plus 7 degrees Celsius outside. Can't see where I'm going. I should be in cab view, shouldn't I? No, the bigger ones. Yeah, I think one of those would run the baler pretty nicely. You didn't know what had a horn. Your John Deere? I think all tractors have horns built in. I don't know if the mods all include them or not. I just don't use them in game like ever. I don't have a button assigned to them. Then you'll have to grab the Case then, or a John Deere. Yep, no, that might be a. That I couldn't remember if that mod was happy with that kind of. So no, okay. The beige one, the Comfort King, the Case Comfort King. That might be a good one for it. Be parked in the same one, kind of the alien-looking hood. I think in real world, most tractors have horns in them. Although I don't know when they would have started adding those. Did the old school tractors, the old school John Deeres, did they have horns? I don't know what era they would have started using horns. I told you. The alien looking tractor. I saw one of those real world, I'm like, they do exist. Upshift. On some of these tractors, you have to manually upshift. With the upshift, there's got to be a button for it. One of your shoulder buttons. Plus button on your keyboard. Yeah, some of those tractors you have to manually shift, or else you're just crawling. Yeah, I knew the first one would be some wonky overlapping here with GPS, but James, you are not wrong. Okay, what did James say? In the forklift horns, are standard by the 60s, so I imagine tractors would be similar. Have horns in tractors probably around the 60s as well. Well, if it comes to forklifts, James would know. I imagine those forklifts from the 60s are probably super easy to work on, but you have to make every part yourself. Oh, maybe that's not a good tractor then. Grab the tractor with that manure wagon on it, that John Deere right there in front of you. That one's guaranteed to work. When you need a tractor to get guaranteed to work, you got to go with a John Deere. It's a Cars movie quote. The 60s have not been good to you. Who was that said to? Tomato, or who were the 60s not good for? Or the Hornet? That other people, it doesn't do it for me. It's a multiplayer issue. Other people have had that issue. It's a multiplayer issue. The van guy. So it might not be Cars 1. I don't remember a van guy in Cars 1. It wouldn't do it for me. I don't think so. It's only maybe, but it's definitely a multiplayer coding error somehow. The same with the honey wagon itself is broken. You should pull the honey wagon with the case tractor. That'd be a real disaster. James says the old 60s forklift, super easy access, but sometimes the way they were built makes it very hard to actually take apart. Well, maybe I'll bring the tedder there. We'll get a screenshot, and then just wants us. Where do you want me to park the tedder? Which side? Okay. Park on this side of the Super 88. Okay. Oh God, I got school Monday. Don't you have school every Monday? Why is this a surprise? I thought this was so right about here. And then where am I going? Do I sit in a tractor for the shot? What the? Okay, there. Okay, here. I need. Hey, Preston, how's it going? Iron Thunder. I wish I had school. I have to start the engine up so I don't get that. It'd be a better shot without me in there, right? Or is it a big zoomed out shot like this? Is that what we're going for? I think I gotta jump out. Although, then I can't see those tractors. Nope, that's not gonna work. Let me jump in the John Deere. You get a better view from the John Deere. I don't know, any other tractor. And yes, there's a bunch of them running. That's just so I can, yeah, okay, this is a better angle. You're right. Further away John Deere, I can zoom in like this. Get a really good shot with the cow barn in the background. Print screen. And then a down low one like this, maybe two. Like that. Oh, you want to spin it around this way. Okay. We'll see which one I like better. Anyway. You guys enjoy your school. School. Yeah, it'd be nice to redo school, wouldn't it be, Iron Thunder? It's like, you don't realize what you have in school until you lose. Just having the built-in friends, having the built-in social circles, having life so simple. I think nobody goes through school and appreciates it until you're not in it. But is that because we only remember the good days and we forget the bad days? Oops. Nobody told you what? Adult life is deciding what you want for dinner every single day. Nobody told you that. That's you have to make adult decisions. You can turn that engine off. Yeah, adulting is hard. Yeah, adulting is hard. So, I don't know, Super Puppy, if we are looking back at school and just go, God, I miss those good old days. Because we only remember the good old days and we forgot the bad days that we went through. But, try to make some good core memories in school. So I got a thing for you, Super Puppy. When you go to school on Monday, everybody you talk to, you must ask this question. It will make your week so much better if you ask this question of all your friends. What was the best thing that happened to you yesterday? It totally tricks your brain into talking about the fun things you had the day before. And then for some reason, the rest of the day, you've now brainwashed yourself into a positive, happy day because yesterday something really cool happened. What's the best thing that happened to you yesterday? So answer that question right now. What is the best thing that happened to you yesterday, guys? I'm going to answer the question for myself. Let me think. I did not think far enough ahead that I should answer the question as well. What is the best thing that happened to me yesterday? I would honestly say the best thing that happened to me yesterday, what? Was that I was stuck unloading for 4 hours and I just got to sit on my laptop and play Valheim. Single player for the first time, being so confused on how to even play the game because it's been such a long time to play the game. I'm like, how do I upgrade the workbench, for crying out loud? How does this work? Oh, you build a stump. Oh, now the workbench is upgraded. So confused on how to playing almost a brand new game to me because I honestly only ever played it multiplayer before, never single player. So I forgot how to do everything. So that was my best part of the day yesterday. Puppy's best thing yesterday was you slipping on ice. Sounds kind of comical, actually. Too bad someone didn't catch that on video. And Saskatchewan Toy Farmer says hello. Wait. Toy Farmer, where did you go? Toy Farmer said that you loved talking about Jesus and then you disappeared for the rest of the conversation. We're leaving now. Bye. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning on... Oh, that's a good idea. Go outside and touch grass. Oh, good on you, Saskatchewan Toy Farmer. Good decision. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning with Farming Sim 25. Everybody come on in and join. I'm out of here. You guys rock.
This video is brought to you in part by the Legend City and these YouTube members. Cookies start with C. What other things start with C? Oh, who cares what other things? C is for cookie, and that's good enough for me. Watching. Nom 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 nom.